Folks, welcome back to the Code Chronicles. It is your lovely host, Pags. We are back to building or adding to TeamSync, the project management solution. The project management solution. I'm a little bit under the weather. Have not been feeling the best for like 3 days now, but still getting work done because that's what we do. That's what we do, folks. That's what we do. So what I left off on this project from, I want to say last week was, I really love how this project's coming together. But it was the draggable columns. So for those of you new and joining, welcome. For those who've been here before, you're probably recognizing a few things. Obviously, we took out a few of the sidebar things. Reason is I do have a production version of this live and available now, and it is getting a few people, which is just crazy to me. And basically what I'm doing is trying to distill it to the core of the application of here's the core meat and potatoes of what the application does, and then I'm going to iron out all the other things, the other features. These core features still need to be ironed out, mind you. There's some small reactivity issues and bugs that I'm getting feedback on, and those are just things that sometimes you never know are going to happen until they happen. So yeah, getting the feedback on those, and obviously trying to integrate and implement as much as possible, but it just takes time to do everything. So figuring it out and chipping away. But basically I want to distill or have the distilled version of the application ready to go and get that one like really proper core functionality all working. And that one's going to be the end goal of what's ultimately released to production. And then as time goes on, then I want to integrate more of those features as mentioned. But so one of the features that we were trying to implement on, I believe, episode 53 of the Code Chronicles was this draggable div. And we made headway on kind of how to build the div. Sorry, guys. We got like just nastiness going on. But one way of building out the draggable div was to have these columns. And within the columns, they're going to have tasks. So where's our columns? Here's our columns. And these columns, they each have tasks within them. And the tasks themselves are going to let us know where they belong on the stack. So this task belongs to the in progress column. But if I swap this task, this is task 1, task title, task 1. If I swap this to the to-do column, it should pop open and go to the to-do column. So that's kind of the functionality that we left off on and what I wanted to integrate. So let's try to finish this, and this is gonna be on drag and the handle drop functionality. So let's see how to do this. I'm thinking, right? We were originally integrating the DND, the drag and drop React package, but it seems like way too much for what we're just trying to do. So let's see. If I'm dragging, so on drag, we do know it's console logged. And on drop, let's see, where were we using this? Handle on drop, handle drop, test. Okay. I remember we had that working vaguely, where we just showed a few tests. If not, I will definitely pop this into our trusty old chat GPT and see how we can make it work. Guys, I also did this really awesome thing yesterday. It came out pretty solid that I think you guys are going to really look forward to. I don't want to disclose it yet because I think this episode will come out before that thing that I did yesterday comes out. But it was a really awesome thing with a friend of mine, and very grateful that he took the time to do that with myself, because he did not have to. Yogi, if you're watching, cheers, man. Thank you so much. Sorry, let me just type this into the chat real quick. I'm trying to integrate a drag and drop function. I have used the React D&D library, but trying to deprecate it, make it such that what would I call this function? That the handle drop function dates the task from tasks is being, let me see. The task, what would you say the task belongs to the correct column is being dropped over. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's not fun. It's not fun for even a bit, right? Okay, so let's see what it says. Update the move task. I think it's still trying to use it looks like it's still trying to use this drag and drop deal, but I am not trying to do that. So let's see how to, let's draggable task. Okay, so this is our draggable task. I do not like this. Not even a bit, not even a bit. So I would rather have task be, let's see, is this our task class? It is. Let's see. It says to update this, set the task belongs to the column header of the column. And it looks like it says change handle drop function. So it no longer has this. Okay, I don't think that's working. I don't see it working. Okay, so I'm going to remove a lot of this drag and drop stuff. Let's do it it's this drag preview image. Don't like it. I just don't like it one bit. Oh, gonna remove it. Let's see how this goes. Drag item. Don't do it. Don't want drag and drop provider. I'm not gonna use it. Or I could use it. I just need to read more about it. One of the two. But I've opted out for right now. And this is actually supposed to be the task, I believe. The task. Okay, so this is going to be our task. Let's do task title. So we have our task here, and obviously they need to be built out a little more. So BG primary, that's fine. That's even fine for now, and we'll do rounded to XL, and maybe just padding 4. That'll do for now. So we can't drag them at all. We're gonna remove this, remove this, remove this, item type remove, and boom. Okay, so we're just cleaning up a lot of this. And I guess what I wanna do, oh, and then this move task, I can also get rid of. So we've streamlined a lot of this just to a basic thing. And fundamentally, I wanna have well, it just needs to be a drag and drop, right? So let me see how we did it on, where was it? I believe it was this. No, maybe it was this. On drag start, boom, here we go. On drag over, on drop. This is all what we needed. All of this right here. So let me just see if we pulled in any libraries. I don't believe we did. So all of this drag and drop, drag enter, drag over, on drop. I think this is just gonna be the tricky part, is setting the task, the node. That might be the oh, maybe not though. Maybe not. I think we talked about this on the last episode, and then all this on draggable stuff just needs to be pulled over as well. Okay, I think that's roughly all we need. So I'm gonna bring in all of this draggable stuff. Let me just do a brief double look, make sure we're all good. I'm gonna bring this over here. Okay, so on drop, we don't need that. And I'm going to go back to this, and we're gonna pull over all of this stuff, this draggable on drop and all this stuff. Okay, and that looks like it goes on the actual tasks. Oh, but this is a little different because that already had predefined squares to drop to. This has only predefined columns, but not square. So now I'm wondering if there should be predefined squares, kind of grid things for make this work. So maybe I should have the columns have predefined grid squares where you can kind of like hover over each thing, I guess. But it really shouldn't be that too, because how would we know the length of the grid squares to allow for the task to be dragged over is kind of a question there. So, but I guess I could do the length of the tasks total, or the length of the longest column, I suppose, could be one of the things. Let's see. This should, oh, and then we need to put use client because we are back to using the client side, not the server side. So we have our drag. Let's see if this works. Drag and drop. Nice. And it does. Sweet. What if I put them both? Sweet. Okay, so that's kind of the thing I'm almost talking about, is if there should be predefined squares. So basically I can like drag this and drag it above task 1 if I wanted it there. Oh, and I see how it's printing more. That's kind of a bug too. We don't want that. But if each column kind of had these predefined squares, if you will, so like a grid, let me show you guys what I'm referring to. I think it's this one. So these are like the predefined squares. So it's like, oh, I can only drag it to this square or this square or this square. So effectively, if we pretend these are our 3 columns, I guess, so here's our to-do column, our in-progress column, our done column. If we have tasks that are like 1, 2, and 3, right? And basically, I can drag this task over and say, okay, I want it to be below that task, or I want it to be above that task. And somehow it would opt that second task, it would shift the whole column down or shift all those tasks down. That could be kind of one approach to it, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think that would be a suitable thing. Let me think about this a little bit more, but I'm excited to see that we do have the drag and drop working. That's awesome, at least roughly. We just have some bugs. So if I drag again, shouldn't be able to drag and drop a task. The small bug that prints copies of a task when dragged and dropped in the column it already existed. Let's see if that'll fix the error. But I think that grid idea could be an idea. It just has to be a dynamic grid. So this 3x3, this is where the grid squares are on that controller. So let's do this. Pull this up. This is a 3x3 where these are where the squares come from. And basically this would have to dynamically grow, right? Depending on and these are all coordinated the same coordinates. So that's why we're seeing the red node in all of these squares, because they all have the same coordinate of 2, 2. But if we wanted to do this, it would have to, that's kind of cool. This part would have to dynamically grow, which I don't think would be the hardest thing in the world. I think it would have to be the task's length or so. Just curious on how hard it would be though, because maybe it is harder than I'm playing it out to be. But this is the code that chat just popped back. Let's see if it'll, okay, so I guess that kind of works for now, right? But the only thing is if you wanted to reorder it, so instead of 2, 1, if I wanted to go like this, I can't do that. I would have to do something like this in order to reorder the task for whatever reason if I wanted to as a user. So not the worst thing in the world, but kind of fun that we got that working. I know that was a huge thing I wanted to do in the earlier episodes. So the fact that it's kind of working now is pretty cool. We just need to integrate that into here now in the full scale part of the application. So I am actually going to take this. Let's see if I go to the Kanban page. I forget how this is roughly architected. So we have the columns, right? And this is where a lot of the magic is happening, I believe. Or it's not in the columns, it's in the base column where a lot of this task magic is happening. Oh, I'm not sure how to integrate this because we have our Kanban page, which has our organization. We have our columns, which is however many columns we need. And we also need to get this bug fixed again where we can add new columns. I don't think it's fixed anymore. Yeah, it's not because of how we change the relationships of the columns to the projects, to the tasks and the users. There's a lot of that going on. So it looks like we're logged out now too or something. Okay, logged back in. Let's see if our task load, they do. Nice. Go to this project. Okay, beautiful. I fundamentally want these to be draggable and droppable into any 3 of these columns, or really any column. But there's a few bugs that we need to fix. Let me see if this is working too. If we add tasks, because I want to start writing down these bugs because I don't think we're going to be changing the tasks. Yeah, so that looks like it's not working either. It looks like posting a task is not working anymore. Oh, so there's a few bugs that come to mind right away. One is the modal needs to close after posting a task. 2, we need to be able to post a task again. That's a huge, probably one of the biggest features that we can possibly lose on the project. We need to be able to have the reactivity of the task. So when I delete a task, if I delete it here, it needs to live delete out of the column. All of that should close. Right now I have to click out to close it. So that's not good. Let's see if it deleted though. No, it didn't delete either. So our CRUD functionality around tasks are not working of creating, updating and deleting, it looks like. Looks like we can read still, which is awesome, but I don't know if I can update Try that. Nope. So yeah, it looks like our CRUD functionality is not fully working. Our CUD functionality, creating, updating, and deleting. So we got task reactivity, creating columns, that's a problem. The CUD functionality and drag and drop needs to be integrated. That's not really a bug, but that's something that we want to integrate. And then I feel like I'm missing one more. Maybe I'm not, but those are 4 kind of key things of reactivity, CUD functionality, and I'll have to rewatch this back, guys. But I'm pumped that we at least got the draggable part roughly, and I'll have to integrate that. So, but I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. I'm not feeling too hot. Yeah, and maybe I'll try to fix some of these behind the scenes. I think that would be a good idea because they were working, but again, when we restructured a lot of the many-to-many relationships, specifically with projects belonging to users and tasks belonging to projects, I think that messed with the functionality of how things are built, because first we were just posting tasks to the whole thing, to everywhere. Like every project had access to all tasks. But obviously we don't want that. Like if I log in as a user, I shouldn't have the task from someone else. So we had to change that relationship. I forget which episodes those were. But obviously we needed to have users belong to a project. And that was also another functionality that we were working on. If we go to this page, we should see that there should be a team members tab where we can invite team members, and that wasn't fully put together. So there's a few things that again, just distilling, wrapping back to the earlier points of this episode, that I want to get the distilled version of these 3 functions. Forgive this page, this is just our draggable click link that I just had so we can easily navigate to it. But the key functionality of this project, I just want these 3 things like bulletproof working really strong, and then we'll go back to adding some of these other ones, because we had a calendar component, there's an about page, I want to add a help page where you can kind of see, that, like there was a lot more things that are obviously in the works, but they all take time, and they all are going to be related to each other. And ultimately, these things are also going to probably restructure some of our data structure, right? Of our relationships, right? Like the timeline component is a great example of if we're going to be restructuring and re-altering the timelines and the tasks, right? Forgive me, there's a little fly up here. Oh, wait a sec. I just saw something really cool on the projects page. It looked like there was a lot of, nice. I could see all the users. So that's really cool too, it went away, but that obviously shouldn't happen either. Like we shouldn't see all the users, but really cool that there are other people signing up for this. I think that's really awesome. Yeah, so there's a few things that need to be in the works. Specifically, this timeline component and the planning component are going to be kind of larger restructuring things. So, excuse me, guys. So we're going to leave those out for now. And like I said, just hone in on the core 3 functionality, and then I'll slowly add those as time goes on. But the 3 core functionalities are just going to be nominally tracking the project completion on the Kanban page, and then also kind of behind the scenes project managerial stuff of seeing. And I guess technically this project managerial page could actually be combined with this page. They actually could be the same page, to be honest. So some thoughts there, but altogether, yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I am going to take some medicine. So cheers, and see you on the next one.